edition for their dog grooming. But it's been a long time since we did the haircut on Cosmo. We did a nice mohawk with orange yellow ombre color. So the owner of Cosmo went to the local PetSmart and wasn't really happy with the haircut that Cosmo got. So since I'm in between my locations and my move and I haven't gotten the Wi-Fi, they happily let me use their location so I can adjust what's going on with Cosmo and Cosmo's hair. So let's talk about what we're going to be doing. If you look at Cosmo, the round of his head is not very, it's not very clean in a flow here. The step is going really not so quite. The face is really close to a traditional Shih Tzu look, but unfortunately, it could be a little bit more round, a little bit shaped. We look at the bridge of the nose with Cosmo. There's a lot of hair, but you can see his haircut's still fairly around. The artist that whoever did it did do it a little bit unevenly. If I put it through my fingers, you can see that there's spots that are a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, and just probably just didn't take the time that was quite needed for this young gentleman. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this. Always make sure that you have security for whoever you're working with, or at least have your hands on your client at all times. We're just going to be doing some teddy bear faces. Depending on how much time we have, it'll be just Cosmo. If not, we can go ahead and get his little brother and show a little something more. I always like to go into what the most important part of doing an animal or taking care of an animal, it's its hygiene. So I'll probably go ahead and check out his pads. Pads is his feet, a little bit of hair. I'll go ahead and show you that. And let's go ahead and check out his toenails. His toenails are decent. Are decent. A lot of times people miss dew claws. Cosmos actually comes from a show dog family, so he doesn't have dew claws. And I don't want to say I got sponsored by Coca-Cola. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure I was feeling Cosmo. I feel this weird thing right here. I'm gonna go ahead and look. Always looking for cuts, abrasions, disorders, and stuff like that. Cosmo got a little something right in there. And I'll probably have to pre-soften that. So what I'm gonna do just to pre-soften it and to get it just a little bit soft, I'm gonna use one of my favorite products. It's what I use for hot spots on my dog. It's a product called Wham. Wham is made here in California, in Corona, from a company called Nature Specialties. So it's an American product. Hit that, hit that, hit that, hit that, hit that. Now, if you have knots or anything on your dog, I would suggest getting a metal comb like this. My favorite brand is the Arturo company. Um, their name looks like this. They've been making dog brushes for over 100 years. 100 years. Unfortunately, I'm middle of my stream. I can't do a versus battle. And boom. See a little pop like this. Um, that's going to go ahead and give you a lot of strength whenever you're doing something, as well as being able to pull stuff out. When it comes to knotting or anything like that, I really prefer to use one of these combs rather than one of the brushes. You'll find that I'll get a lot more out than most stuff. So, since I have it out, I'm gonna go ahead and brush this. and brush them all out. I didn't wash Cosmo. Just coming into doing a little touch up on the face and talk about a little bit about hygiene and animal safety. This product's great for hot spots, dry skin, and stuff like that. Ghosty, Army Girl, it's great to see you guys. Welcome to Make a Model, where I take models and inspiring models and people off the app, and show you guys the behind the scenes of what it takes to become a model. Um, right now, I'm using Cosmo. Cosmo was a model that I used for the Amore magazine dog edition. He recently went to a PetSmart and got a haircut that he didn't quite personally fit and the owners didn't like. So what I'm going to do is just adjust a little bit of it, and depending on the time, I'm going to go ahead and grab his brother and tune him up. There's certain looks that people want for their breeds, and sometimes they want to go totally against that. And what's most common when you go totally against that is called a teddy bear face. So I'm going to go into something very close to the teddy bear face, but the traditional Shih Tzu face goes straight down and hits a blocky look quite like this. It's a bigger face, but even this one proportionally is a little bit too big. Why don't I just shave the pooch? Well, without a wash, I probably have exactly enough time to do it. But I do want to go ahead and talk a little bit about the details and more of the stuff that's going on. So, my main thing whenever I work on a dog is not the beauty of the dog, but its personal hygiene. I want to make sure that it's safe. I want to make sure that it doesn't have any mats. Places that you worry about mats really a lot with dogs is behind the ears. And unfortunately, I haven't gotten Wi-Fi in my new place, so I'm using a location that's not mine. And Cosmo, you are right. He is. Cosmo is a great, great model. And when if you saw what I did for the Amare magazine or the Amore magazine, oh my goodness, they're gonna hate me. Uh, I did a mohawk haircut on him with a foiled ombre with yellow, orange, and red. But let's talk about the haircut he got right now. If you go into the optic, which is what they call the occipital bone for dogs, through here you can see that it goes round, but right here you're getting a little bit of ledge. You can go higher when you do your shaved part here if the dog likes to keep his ears up. Cosmo normally wears them down. Sometimes when we're dog grooming, we do a straight down, straight across the ear. Um, to me, they might have came through it. You'll notice when I do my dog haircut, I'm going to come up through the jawbone and round it through here, then drop it and round it over here after doing it straight across, and then come back and straight across again. So it looks good in natural fall position. So are my ex-wives. Yes, yes, Noodle. They are, but you know what? Cosmo's a great gentleman. So I felt around in his body. I felt a little mat, little wad right there. So I grabbed a great product called Wham from Nature Specialty. It's an American product made here in California. It's great for itching. It's got a anti-itch stuff in there, antimicrobial and antifungal, but I use this for hot spots. And there's been many times I've used it on hot spots, and it's helped me get um, my dog's hair to grow back in that area. So great product, great product. Uh, but like I said, my first thing when I talk about doing a dog is not making them look pretty, but creating great hygiene and great overall health. So I'm going to grab another product here from Nature Specialty. It's Oral Fresh. It's basically an edible mouthwash. I'll shake it up, open the young gentleman's mouth, and hey, Cosmo, he knows what I'm going to do. And give it a couple squirts. And that's a good one. It got him a good, nice little pet through everything through his hair. So let's see what he's looking like underneath. Lots of hair they missed on his last haircut. PetSmart is not always the best place to get a dog's haircut. So just because I want to make sure that he's nice and clean for his family, I'm going to grab my number 10 blade, which is called the sanitary blade for most of us dog groomers. Make sure I got a lot of slack left on my cord. And I turn my clippers on. Make sure it's all slided in the right spot. And boom, rock and roll high school. And lift him up. Scoot down his pee-pee. Scoot down the sides of his legs. And go right down his old freeloaders, his floaters. This way it's going to help with mats. It's also going to help with him not getting a little wick when he goes pee, potty, potty. A lot of people want to see their eyes pop out really, really big. So I'm going to take the 10 blade. Go right down the bridge of his nose, the corner of his eyes, the corner of his eyes, and scoop a little bit. I'm going to just double check his backside area. It looks shaved enough, but what I'm also going to look for is any bump that looks like a pimple. If it's puckering out, like looking like a fat donut, that might be a sign of a clogged anal gland. Or if I see one side popping out really hard, like it's going to have almost like a ball formation. That could be sign of a tumor or cancer or another sign of a ruptured anal gland. So those parts look really good. Let's go ahead and blow that out so I can see the area I'm working with. And that looks like a good enough shape back for what I'm going to be doing today. Take another drink of the red can. And I'll to the side. Ghosty, how you doing today? Ghosty's coming from the beautiful across the pond, across the ocean, the United Kingdom. So before I start, let's talk a little bit about tools. I'm going to use a thinning shear. It has little teeth in it. Depending on the amounts of teeth will determine how much amount of hair you would take out of. You'll see me use this in the chin area. And I'm a hairdresser, so I go for hairdresser style, where you either do 80% of the haircut with this and 20% with the blade, or 80% to 90% with the blade and 10% with a texture, or vice versa. I normally go head straight blade and touch up with this, creating texture, taking out weight, or creating movement with this. But you will see me use this in the chin first. I use that to get gunk out and to basically make the hair stand in a certain way. There's many different kinds of blades we have. We have curved blades. That sounds kind of yucky. Probably need to oil and adjust this guy. I'll do that at a later time. These blades are great for making curved shaped lines and working around shape. My rule of thumb is trying to keep the blades going straight up as I'm working around. So if I'm starting from one side to another. We also have straight blades. Straight blades are nice and straight. So we can do 20%, 45, or 90. Normally I never do 90 with a dog. Normally stick to 45 or 20. Especially with dog shears. They're loose, they're janky, and they're not as sharp. And more area to go ahead and possibly hurt the dog. I really don't like dog blades that much. I really prefer human blades. Today I'll be working with a 10, which is, I told you, is a sanitation blade. A 30 blade, which I'll go ahead and put over, let's go ahead and put it over a O comb, or possibly a comb, which is slightly bigger, which is an attachment. Whenever you are working with blades, clippers for dogs, make sure you're working with the dog clipper. I'm working with the Andes 5-speed. Got one. Oh, my speeds are not working right. I'm hearing a rattle in there. Means I need to get a new clipper. I recently put a brand new rotor in there, so maybe I adjusted it wrong. I will also be working with a slicker brush. I prefer one with a strong handle and a curve right through here so I can rack and pull through. I will also be working with a different size one. I'll probably stick with this one. So I will also be working with a metal comb. These two are the first two grooming brushes or combs that you should ever get when having a dog. So let's get right to this cut. Make life simple for me. I'm going to go ahead and take out my 10 blade. I'm going to go ahead and slide this 30 blade right inside. I'll turn it on. Slide this thing back. There we go. Put that on. I'll come right here, slide this clip over to the top. And that is off. There we go. Check that. I'm gonna brush out the dog's hair real good. Like I said, Cosmo didn't get washed. I'm gonna go ahead and brush out the ear area. Gonna brush out this ear area. We're gonna go right behind the ear, right into the jawline. Or I brush this out with the comb, so that's gonna have the best brush out. I'm gonna do just in case, because who knows if I forgot something or not. We're gonna start right across the back. Making sure I have a nice clean transition. Now, if you notice, I'm not going down the round, but I'm going to go ahead and feather out and feather out. Notice that now there's a disconnection from the ear. I go here and feather out. Now you can see it blends all the way through. Lift up the ear. Connect it through. Lift up the ear. Connect it through. And then right by the jaw, you connect it through. Give them a kiss. So that would be the setup for a traditional Shih Tzu face. Meow, meow, kitty, meow, meow, kitty, meow, 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 meow. Yeah, mine did that a lot today. It actually bumped me out too. But I want to go ahead and do it a little bit more teddy bear. So what I'm going to do now is extend that line out to here and go around. After that, you'll see me go underneath and back from the chin and then come back at this 45 angle. If this is 0, this is 90. Right here in 45 and come straight across. So let's continue to round this. Little part in this right there. Smooth around, smooth around, smooth around. How you doing? So I emailed them and I go, this is why this is working, Steve. Oh, my. So for those who just came in, this is Make a Model. And this is a show where I show you the behind the scenes of what it takes to become a model. I use models, inspiring models from people in the app just like you. But today's model is Cosmo. Cosmo is a dog that I use for the More magazine edition of Dog Learning. So they always hate this, but I'm going to go this way straight down the chin. I'm also going to go that way straight down the chin. And bring it right back up. Continue that line out. Now I can see this little lifter part. Hit that 45 I was talking about. I'm gonna pop that out with my hand. Hit that 45. Check for balance. Now you can see he's pretty darn close. So if you remember, I came in with that 10 blade right through the nose and shaved it real good, and then cornered and cornered and cornered. I'm gonna grab my amber shears, the thinners, and I'm gonna just go like this. There we go, just so I can make sure I got a nice pitch in there. Might even come into the pitch of the nose right here. Shih Tzus have short nose, so they're one of the hardest ones to do this part on. But you need this hole out for when you go ahead and do this, the visor part. So since I am doing it the appropriate way, let's make sure I do everything the appropriate way. I'm gonna comb this back and just a little section forward, taking the curve I'm just going straight across through the middle there. Take my comb, do out another section. A lot of times when I'm at work, I won't break down the sections like this because I have so many customers and I have to drive to them. So I got a good section forming. I'm gonna go ahead and drop down a little bit more. So Kitten, how you doing today? I hope you're doing well. At this point, you might want to be wary of the eyelashes. You can cut a dog's eyelashes, it's not a big deal. But some customers, especially if they're female dogs, really like them. So I got a nice little pitch working through there. See a little eyelash that I don't like there. See a little bit of eyelash I don't like there. And you notice I'm holding his chin. I'll work from the top to the mouth to the chin so that way I can have a nice area to hold and scrub. Brush this down. There we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and start extending this out a little bit more. I'll probably break it down into 2 sections depending on how I'm seeing on the density. I've extended that line out. And so one more just to clean it up. Flip my shears around. Break this down a little bit. And since I was going down that way, I'm going to go down this way. Extend that one out. Let's go ahead and give it another section over here on this side. See a little bit of pieces coming through here. Usually just kind of feather that. Extend that out. Go over here. And you see, as I'm clicking, it wasn't giving a clean cut, so it was pushing. Left side, there's always going to be a side that's going to be a little bit harder. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and pull the ears back and hold them like if I was their parent. I'm going to come in, right through here, and not do a 0, not do a 90, but do it slightly before 45, which is going to expose the eye. Remember that when dogs are happy, they don't look at you like this. They look at you like these. Brush that straight down to where it would live. And it's telling me I can grab a little bit more of hair and tag that. From there, I'm going to brush this at a 45-degree angle and connect that line. There you go. You see a nice pitch of the eye and a little bit of eyelash for him. So look at it this way and see if I like that much eyelash. I'm going to take a little bit of that eyelash off. It's just looking a little bit too feminine to me. There we go. Hi, Carol. I hope you're doing well today. Yes, it's a doggy model. It's a doggy model for the Make a Model Doggy Edition. Like I said, I always want to make sure that I make the dogs look absolutely pretty, but my first priority is always, always, always the hygiene and healthiness of the dog. I'll flip my shears over. Remember I said that there was a 9, a 0, a 45, a 90, and 45 would be right here. I'm going to go slightly below that. Slide that in. Well, let's go ahead and pet this hair down. Straight down. That pitch looks nice. I'll brush it one more time just to make sure it's nice and clean. Once I got that one, like I said, I'm going to comb this at a 45. Make sure I get a piece of that top section. And let's go ahead and check for balance. Looks like I need another 0 in there. How are you doing, Cosmo Topper? Cosmo's always an excellent model. I love this dog for modeling. He's actually one of my favorite dogs to use as a model. Check for symmetry and balance. It's telling me that I can bring this side a little bit more back. Ta-da. So now that I went ahead and got the visor taken care of, what I'm going to do now is going to go ahead and work on the mustache. Notice I'm always holding the dog in some kind of position. I'm doing great, great, great. And I'm glad you guys can come to make a model of the doggy edition. So we're going to brush. We're going to brush everything straight down. So let's go ahead and look at what's going on. You know, Cosmo and his family, and Shih Tzus in general, get these large whiskers right here that are coming up. So whenever you're attacking this, you don't want to cut a round circle shape. You're going to knock it off because the mouth density. What you're actually going to want to do is kind of a football shape or an O. You know, O is not a circle. It's kind of like a oval. Oval. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my comb, go right into that area, right into there. You don't really want to use your fingers, but I have a little more finger dexterity and skill with my fingers than most dog groomers because I'm actually a hairstylist. You can see just by that little bit, just by that little itty bit. Hey, Cosmo Topper. It's already cleaned that up really, really well. Oh, my comb. Oh, did you want to blow on it too, Cosmo? At this point, I'm going to go ahead and lift some of this up with my fingers. And I'll just come in here. Just make sure that anything that his eye boogers would catch onto or onto, just gone. Now I'm going to go ahead and push a little bit more back. It's okay, Cosmo. I love you. And not only this time am I going to stick it in and do the 0 with my pitch, but I'm also going to yaw it. So I'm going to 45 it to the side. I'm going to rebrush this one so all the hair is more together. Pop it with my finger. Stick it in and yacht 45 to the side. I'm glad you see how I hold his chin. So even though if he moved back, it was a nice, safe thing for him. I think I need to do this one just one more time. Now I got that one going. Let's go ahead and brush all this out. All this out. And just visually create that nice O shape. There we go. Now we see some of it developing. So they always told me, Michael, you can never, ever use your hands. But I really think that that's because they didn't have the hand skill. They would blame it on oils. I really don't believe in that, but hey. So what I did was when I had started working, they'd always be like, I hate getting the mouth, hate getting my mouth. The owner said, I hate getting a chin up, hate getting the mouth. I was like, dude, check this out. This way I'm not getting into that bottom hair. And it just gave me a kind of a little bit of a line. Now I can go ahead and stick this in. Create a nice mouth line. I showed the dog groomers that they shit their pants. Oops, I can't say that. But yep, that's what happened. They were like, oh my goodness, you created safety and you did something that we didn't think you were able to do. There we go. So I'm gonna brush this, make sure there's nothing in there. Pop this out, pop out all that bottom hair. Let's go ahead, since I cut it backhanded, I'll go ahead and cut it backhanded here. Check for balance from side to side. Brush this down. It's telling me to bring it up a little bit higher. Ooh, man, your doll shears. See those misfires? That's not good. See how I kicked his head up right there? That made me misfire on a line. Check balance side to side. Got a corner right here. Check balance once again. Bring this one a little bit more up. Ooh, that's looking butter now. Now that I have the mouth and the visor done, let's go ahead and get into this jaw area. I'm gonna brush out this jaw. I wish I had a pump with my normal table. But like I said, I right now am at a client's house and it's not my normal setup, but it's okay. So I'm gonna brush out the chin, brush out the jaw. And dogs get a lot of food, a lot of greasiness, a lot of nastiness. Hey, what's up, OG Savage? So, like I said, just to pick everything out and up I'll come in here with the thinners. I felt a clump. That's going to get the hair to stand, especially right here in that front whisker. Okay, now that I got it to stand a little bit, let's do some work. I'm going to turn the dog's head to the side. I'm going to take this line. You see that clump? I already felt that when I was doing it with the thinners. Push that down. You see that little wick hanging down? Go ahead and continue it. Pushing everything out to the inside. Flip that over. Click this dog's head to the side over here. Brush that out. Now I can see that line I cut across there. Still want to go ahead and come all the way through here. And go over a little bit. Bring that out. I'll brush it a bunch of times, especially when doing the jaw. You can cross over, bring it towards the middle. Check for balance. Let's do some horizontals. Just to clean that up. This side looks very nice. The other side has a little corner right through there. So I'm just going back and forth, working the edge, working the corner. See that corner right there? Bring that to the middle. Now I'm going to brush this down. Definitely going to have to get these bad boys sharpened. Creating a disconnection from the body to the head. Ooh, Cosmo, you're starting to look pretty handsome. Getting that baby face back. And those for you that just came in, this is Make a Model, where we turn people into models. We show you guys the behind the scenes of the beauty part. Today's edition is a doggy edition. So now we have this jawline right through here. We're now going to extend the jawline working towards the ear. This is where most dog groomers give up or stop. I'm going to brush this all the way down. I'll probably do it about 3 times. Working that right to the ear. Continuing to make that strong disconnection from the body to the head. And you see that nice line develop right there? That is sexy. All the pooches in the park would be loving your dog if it had that. See little snavels there. Coming back. Tons of misfire on that. See that little nunchies? I'm trying to get my blade right under there. And I think it's just dusty, dirty here. It's making it not so clean. Right through here. That. So now that I got that flow going, I'm going to work a little bit of a football shape underneath coming out. This is going to give me that nice thing going on. I'm going to lift up this part at a 45-degree angle. And come over here with this part at a 45-degree angle. Boom. Check for balance. It's telling me just to do a teeny bit more over here. Cosmo got a little bit shy. But look, you see how he's looking like a little puppy now? A little itty bitty puppy. Nice, nice, right? I feel a little 45 right now. There we go. So now I have a line coming up to the base of the ear. I'm going to go ahead and use my slicker brush and brush out the whole ear. Cosmo, can you move over there? Thank you very much. And now, first thing I'm going to do is feel the leather. Feel for where his ear at. Think about how much hair I want to stay. And I'm going to go ahead and float that off. Let's go ahead and drop it down and see where it lies. It's lying very close to the chin bone. So I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be very sparingly when I do this part. I'm going to brush all the hair straight down. Got me a guideline right through there. Go straight across. Misfires, nasty. Come it right through there, straight down. Connect that. Clean it up again. Now I'm going to comb this straight down and then churn it so I can see where it looks when it lies towards the face area. And just complete that round right there. There we go. Now I'm going to brush the whole thing down in what I call natural position of where everything lives. And I'm going to clean it up. That way, if the dog lifts up his ears, it's going to look correct. But as it falls down, it's going to look correct too. AOG! Great to see you. Great to see you, Miss Sassy. Glad you're able to come to Make a Model, where we show you the behind the scenes of what it takes to become a model, where we take models, inspiring models, and people from the app, so it too can be you. But today's edition is a doggy edition. I'm working with Cosmo, and Cosmo's from the Amore magazine edition that I did for them, where I did a ombre hair color and a mohawk. So Cosmo went to a PetSmart, and the owners didn't quite like the haircut, so I'm just cleaning up the head. And as you can see from the one ear, hello, David. The one ear that they had done last time was pretty close to doing right, but I just cleaned it up, showed you how you could drop it, and it can be lifted up and look symmetrical. Now I come over here, you can see, even though I haven't cut, how short it is here and how long it is to the baseline. Another sign that it was just a rushed haircut. So I'm gonna come back and go right into this baseline. And then connect it. You see that? All the way through to the jawline. Definitely gonna have to adjust these shears or get maintenance on them. Now going to go ahead and brush everything down. Get a nice finger pull. Sometimes you gotta brush from both sides, especially since this hair has not been washed. And I'm gonna go create straight across. I always leave one side longer when I first do it, just so I can come back and clean it up. And I'm going to take out this round. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and brush this straight down. And you can probably see it better this way. See where it lies. So it comes around there. And it comes straight down and around. So I can see where it lies on the face. After I do that, I'm going to drop everything straight across, straight down. Do that. Check it over here. Check it over here. Clean that up. Clean up that little pitch through there. And you can see, look how it's directly by the jawbone. Thank you for the 100, Carol. Thank you for that teddy bear. Morena, 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 morena. You gonna start teaching me the Tangala? Okay, so let's go ahead and look how it should look like. And I'm gonna just go ahead and make sure I have that 0. Don't want to take too much off there. Make sure I have a little bit of 0. Don't take too much off there. And you can see these could be already done. But I'm going to show you what's wrong with this right now. I really like these ones because they take a lot of hair out and help me still maintain a straight line. But for me, I find that these ones don't do the right softness for me. So I'm going to switch to the Ghetto Cheap ones because the Ghetto Cheap ones for this technique, look, it's even biting. Look at that biting. That's bad. Nope, looks like these ones have been bashed up too much. I think I got another pair of the Ghetto Cheap ones. If not, I'll use these ones. Okay, looks like I'm using these softeners. So first we have a disconnection coming back from the back of the head from the body to here. It actually doesn't look that too bad, but I'm gonna go ahead, brush it up to see where it's at. I can see here's that and here's the disconnection. Gonna kind of probably just look on how I want to attack it. Fill it right about there. So I brushed it up to see where it's at. I brushed it down, left it enough to just flip up. So it's probably, if this is 0, this is 90, it's probably almost around the 45. I'm gonna just take that and push that down into the shape. Remember that I feathered out these ears with that comb blade. And go into there. Come back over here. Lift that up. Push that right in. Might as well go ahead and lift up the hair through here. Everything looks pretty good, but I'm gonna go ahead and visually kind of erase, magic eraser, make sure that's all nice and round. You see now the pitch is popping out a little bit. I'm gonna go into the pitch. So let's go into the important parts. I came down here and made a visor and scooped into the eye area to really pop those eyes out. But now I got this disconnection. You see that disconnection here? I'm gonna come right to where it starts and feather that right into the head. I'm gonna now lift up the ear and take that feathering and drop it right into the jawbone line and right around. Now you can see that this disconnection's a little bit better. I can also go right through here, hit it vertical on a 90 degree, and now I can give them a temple. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Catch the feather line, the line of the old, and feather it right through in there. I'm gonna switch through this way, just so I can get the same angle as I did on the other side. And drop right into the jawbone behind the ear, and then start working it right through and down into here. Now we'll go to this side, pop this up, and bring out the temple. Now look how teddy bear the face is getting. Really bear, right? I like to come right into here. And work out that 0, making sure nothing comes out into that eye. Should have been very careful when I cleaned off my blade right there. I could have easily cut my finger. And do it right through there. We're gonna go ahead and check out the jaw for balance. Or just round off that tip with just the thinners. And come into here and feather out into the body for the disconnection. There we go. And that 45, put that up. Now check this out. Let me drop it to Cosmo's level and bring it a little bit closer. Cosmo. Isn't he handsome now? I'm gonna go ahead and feather out some of these parts, making sure everything looks nice and balanced. Whenever you're demoing, it's kind of hard to step back and look at things. And we're doing really good. I like how he's coming along here. His toenails look great. His pads look great. I'll probably shape up his feet before we leave. But there was a beautiful person on here named Nature Spirit, and she's been having an issue with her dog in doggy bad breath. So I showed you guys one option. on taking care of bad breath with mouth spray. But let's talk about something that's really easy and a lot of people, a lot of people don't know how to do. And I'm going to tell you what the main issues when they're doing it. It's brushing teeth, brushing teeth, brushing teeth. So let's talk about certain products here. Toothbrush. I'm doing great. That are small like this are no good. No good. If you can get the little finger toothbrush that you use for babies, what can you ask me, Bella? Please, because my job is to make sure that your dog's hygiene and safety is everything. Are you people in Vietnam? No, I have family, but they're not in Vietnam. They're here in Southern California and other parts, but mainly here in Southern California. Some in DC, some in Manhattan. You know me. Where'd you know me from, girl? So I suggest using the finger toothbrush. Oh, the name in VN. Yes. So I norm. Oh, you're in VN. Yeah. Vietnam, Vietnam, Vietnam. Yellow is the color of my skin. So I like to use the finger toothbrush. That's the first thing. The next big problem is people grab toothpaste. What you want is dental gel. Toothpaste foams makes a big mess over everything and gets into the dog hair. We're throwing that away. Dental gel will stick to the teeth and not make a foam and won't make a big mess. Okay, so let's talk about how simple this is. Grab a little bit of gel. Take your hand from behind the dog. If the dog's giving you problems, and you know what? If you got a rough, scary dog, they freak out. They're like, they don't freak out and bite you. They freak out and like, wow, this guy's really got cojones magimicos. I ain't messing with this guy. I ain't gonna bite him. I ain't gonna do nothing. So what I'll do is you can roll and open up their mouth. Cosmo never likes me opening up his mouth. Come on. Come on, Cosmo. I'm gonna roll up his lip because he's being a jerk off. And just rub it. Just rub it with your finger. I can get the back of his teeth. I can get the front of his teeth. And it doesn't make a mess. Cosmo, I'm not liking your whiskers up and in. So we're going to do something about that right now. Oops. And there went my light. Let me go ahead and make sure I get past these technical difficulties. And boom, let there be light. This little corner edge, I ain't feeling. I ain't feeling. I'm gonna push these forward a little bit. Get that and take these. And football, football, football going around. And football, football, football going around. There we go. Take some of that edge off. Not feeling that edge. There we go. That's a lot better, Cosmo. There we go. But look, there's a pretty face on Mr. Cosmo Topper. Unfortunately, I can't speak Vietnamese. But what I can do is show you Cosmo up close. So I only did his head. You can see his eyes are really popping out now. I can go ahead and move him here. You can now see that he has a temple. His face is all pitched clean. And that's looking great. So I really want to make sure that my client is happy, 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 happy. I don't know why the date box just went on, but I don't want the date box on. Let's go ahead and reverse that. And make sure that the doggy's really, really happy. And I'll just go ahead and leave the date blocks on for now, because I'm going to try anything more harder. The client's really happy. So I'm going to just shape the feet real quick. When I do the shaping, I'm going to comb this at a 0, 45, and straight down to the side. Oops. Dropped it off because I was in a rush. Just to put a little bit of shaping in the feet. Not really going to do the whole feet technique. Maybe I will. But my time is pretty much up. This is Make a Model, where I take models, inspiring models and people on the app, and show you the behind the scenes of what it takes to do modeling. We normally do everything up against a green screen, and I'll have models and we'll do a concept-based photo shoot. You can see a photo shoot or video being done live, at the same time being able to ask questions as a live streamer. But since I'm in the process of the move, I don't have Wi-Fi at my new place yet. And since Cosmo's actually one of my models that I use regularly, yep, looks like I'm gonna have to do the underfeet. Take this part of the scissor, place this right at the pad area. Cosmo, I can cheat a little bit because he's a good dog. Cosmo's a good dog. Give him those $1 million feet real quick. So the back legs are a little bit different. You're going to have to continue that back that I did and just do it a little bit more higher up to the hock. So I'm going to brush all this out, and it's going to give me the option to go round or kick it back this way. I don't see that much hair, so I'm going to kick it back this way. So same thing, placing the blade right on the back of that pad. And you can see he's got a nice little fin working. One more swipe through here, Cosmo. I love you. I really hate how they did the tails on these dogs too. And still Cosmo Topper. I've known Cosmo since he was first born. The breeder on it is Jerry Ramo. Has excellent Shih Tzu breeds. They messed up on his wing too. Wing over there is so much longer. Boom. Let me check out that high heel. Boom. High heel coming from the bottom all the way up. Jawline continuing all the way to the ear. I'll clean up there. All the way to the ear. Check out the high heel through here. A little quick visual cleanup. So that hair hiding right there. Boom. So this continues our edition of Make a Model. Today's model is Cosmo the Shih Tzu. Cosmo is actually a magazine dog, so